Welcome to the Scumm Podcast, episode 60, where we talk movies, video games, pop culture, books, nutmeg, and everything in between. I'm your host, Mattbrush. With me today is the meggiest nut of all, my co-host,
Anth0z. I'm Meggy.
You're very meggy.
I'm so Meggy.
The Meg.
I feel it. I feel Meggy. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good.
Good.
How are you doing, Anth0z?
Yep. Doing still.
Doing still
Yep.
good?
Doing still.
Quarantining is teening it away?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's only so much we can do at this time.
Yeah, it's true.
Although I have, in this time, have tried out a few new things. Meaning that I've gone through more of my game backlog. But not completed, but just like dipped my toes. I just tested all the waters. Because I have some friends who bought Borderlands 3 a little while back, and so I finally took the time to play with them.
Nice.
That was cool. It was really fun. I like so the art is like Wind Waker plus
Cell shaded.
yeah, cell shading, exactly. And it just looks really cool. So yeah, it was a fun game to play. Played it online for maybe like half an hour or so, and I want to get back into it. But a lot of other things to try out.
That's cool.
But yeah, so that was fun, and
it's just another first-person shooter trying to beat Doom. I'm sorry, but my alliance is to Doom.
It's you know what? Okay, when you were talking about Doom, I was kind of picturing Borderlands only because of like the things that we're trying to kill. I mean, they're not like demons, but sometimes they look like demons.
It looks like it actually, like I haven't actually really compared these two worlds ever, but they're actually fairly similar. It's interesting.
They kind of, yeah. Like when you talked about the Marauder, I remember seeing one of the bosses that I think it was a boss. Yeah, a boss that we fought. And they looked similar. Like the armor and gear that they were wearing, they had like horns on their helmet. It just like, wow, maybe I'm just playing the less chaotic version of Doom or something. I don't know.
Maybe
but
that is a good way to put it. Is chaotic. It does feel chaotic for sure.
Yeah,
but it's almost like an organized chaos. It's weird. It's very
strange. And I think once you get a better grasp of it, like I think you were talking about how the game teaches you. So
yeah,
if a game does a good job, if it teaches you to play the game well.
Yeah,
and then the rest is history.
I've always felt that with Metroid, which is kind of funny. I'm actually finding Doom Eternal to now be more of like a Metroid kind of style game than the first Doom. I also have always kind of thought Doom and Metroid were fairly similar, but Metroid kind of gives you like new power-ups and new tools as you play the game, and then you're like learning these new tricks of the trade. And by the end of Metroid, you're kind of like feeling like a really big badass because you've got all these awesome powers, and then you fight crazy bosses. So Doom Eternal's it's definitely turned out that way. It's much more like a Metroid-like game, and it teaches you just like Metroid does. So it's like as soon as you get a new power, it finds a way to instantly teach you how you should be using that power.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
But without like being so blatant about it, it tries to find a unique way to show you that. So,
okay, cool. Other ones that I tried out. So Steam has like a whole bunch of sales, or had a whole bunch of sales, and they even had Lara Croft and the Tomb of Osiris, and also Tomb Raider for free to download and play.
Oh wow.
So I started playing Tomb Raider, got into it a little bit. I haven't played a Tomb Raider game in a long time, and I don't know if this is what they used to be like, but it's different from what I remember. It's more something about it seems less intuitive. I don't know. It's kind of fun. It seems like it's more based on the story as opposed to like overall gameplay. Because I find that in terms of a game that's teaching, it I guess it does an okay job of teaching, but at the same time, there's a lot of like it gives you a lot of room to make mistakes, which is fine. So if you prefer more challenging games, I mean, I guess I'm on the normal difficulty. You could play the harder one, but I would imagine that once you get a grasp of that, then the rest of the gameplay probably kind of falters a little bit, or at least doesn't keep up that challenge. But it was free, so I don't mind trying it out. And then we watched this Korean movie because I recently cooked kimchi fried rice, and so just to get into it while eating it, we watched a Korean movie just to follow suit. Ooh. And we watched something called The Bros. I think it's called The Bros.
Oh, I think I heard of that. Yeah,
it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So it's a comedy. It was funny. It was a fun movie. It's different from the comedies that I'm used to watching made by Americans, but yeah, I think it's still worth a watch. It was fun. A little, and you know what? So my wife and I, we did not expect to cry at the end. Like I was getting teary and a little bit choked up, and Yeah. So I think it's just a testament to like the acting. The characters did really well drawing in, like drawing you in, the viewer, to really feel what they're feeling.
Right.
Which I really appreciated. So I liked it.
That's cool.
Yeah. How about you? What have you been up to?
Doom Eternal and work and keeping
And
myself busy with the house and more Doom Eternal. So
Cool. Doom is eternal.
Doom is
your
life.
gameplay time
Life
with
is
it will
Doom.
be eternal.
I've got people that I like never talk to that are like through friends on Steam that see that I'm playing the game, so they send me these messages like, "Hey, have you done this yet? Or have you done that? Or do you have tips on how to do this?" It's funny. It's like playing a game from the 90s. Like everyone's so involved on like how to do this better or how to do that better. You know, it's.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting into it, but I mean, I'm sure games have been doing this a lot in the last couple of years. I just haven't got to that level of meta-ness with the game in a long time. So I'm getting to that point now, and that makes it fun. So.
Yeah, that reminds me. One of my earliest memories of something like that scenario would be Super Mario Bros. 3 on Nintendo. When it's like the first level, and you get maybe like halfway through, and then you stand on one of those like floating ledges, and then you duck, and you hold duck for like several seconds, and then you fall behind the whole map. And I remember after that, everybody's like, "Oh, did you figure this out? Did you know that you could do this? And you can like bypass the whole level?" And
you get the whistle, the warp whistles,
and the warp whistles. Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Everybody just bringing it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anth0z, would you like to hear a pirate joke?
Usually.
Where does a pirate keep his buccaneers?
Under his hat.
Under his bucking hat. You got it.
Oh, okay. Oh, darn, I was so close.
You got it. Pretty much.
That counts. Sure.
Pirate keeps his buccaneers under his bucking hat. I like it.
Cool. Nice. Simple.
Okay, so we just did what's new with you, but no, we haven't done ye old news yet, have we?
We have not.
Ye old news.
We have not.
Ye old news.
Sorry, the you have not reminds me.
You have
Oh,
not?
it was Phoebe said to Rachel.
Oh, you have not?
She did. She said you did not.
You did not? Yeah, what is that? I know that.
When was it?
I remember that line.
It was. I think they were talking about using the van or using her grandma's taxi.
No. You know, I know what it is.
Is it not?
It's
okay,
Relaxy Taxi.
Well, it's Relaxy Taxi, but yeah,
Relaxy
it's using
cab.
the taxi
Yeah.
as a massage cab.
Sorry, yeah, okay,
right,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then they came out with
Relaxy Taxi.
Yeah.
Well, I came up with it. You did not.
You did not. Yes. That's the reference.
Ah.
Nice. Sorry, ye old news.
Ye old news.
Do you have any news?
Not that I know of, no. Other than
Okay.
Doom Eternal remains awesome. That's my news.
Okay, that's news.
Yeah.
Cool. I got a few things.
Oh.
So I want to save this one for last. Okay, so this first one, so there's an app. I haven't actually tested it out or seen any reviews on it yet, but there is an Android app that allows you to use your phone as a Switch controller. So I guess if your battery dies or if you lose one or breaks, then you can sub out that broken one for your phone. So I saw a picture where the layout, like on the screen, it just has the layout of all the buttons on it, like a Switch controller would, like a Joy-Con.
Right.
So yeah. So I guess I don't know how. I mean, I guess you can connect. Yeah, you can connect to the Switch by Wi-Fi. I guess. Haven't really looked into it, but yeah, there must be some way, Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, because you can connect to
Bluetooth.
USB.
There's a lot of controllers on your phone. You use your phone as a controller. There's a lot of different variations of that with emulating, and it's usually Bluetooth.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess that must be it then. Otherwise, I should have sent you this link. Sorry. This that I'm just sending you now. Oops. Oh wait, I sent it the wrong. Wait. This that I'm sending you now. Oh, I'm gonna remove that because
Whoa.
Nice.
Oh, an Unreal Engine Mario Brothers, but it's in first person.
First person shooter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen Mario in Unreal Engine many times actually. Lots of people rebuild Mario in Unreal Engine just for the fun of it, but this is what's really crazy about this is it's very detailed. Like it's almost like they have the 3D objects from the Switch or something. Wow, it's really
and just
weird.
like implemented it. It looks really cool,
Yeah,
right?
it looks very well. It's almost like Nintendo made it. It's such high quality.
Now just imagine if this whole time the
Doom.
whole Mario franchise was first-person shooter
Doom,
and not like side scroller, but it was just like this. That would be so weird.
There actually
So
is a
weird to
really
think about
popular Doom mod, the original Doom, that
Uh-huh.
was Mario Brothers. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like Land of the Six Golden Coins or whatever on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's a play off of that title, and it's apparently really fun and people really enjoy it. And it's very similar to Mario, but done in a first-person shooter style. And so people have enjoyed it. It came out in like '97 or something. It came out a long time ago, and people have enjoyed it for a long time. And so I wonder if like Nintendo must have thought about this at points in life and been like, should we do some kind of first-person shooter with Mario? And you know
So
what? There's probably some examples too.
There must be, yeah. Well, I'm seeing a whole bunch of Doom and Mario crossovers and mods. I'm not sure which one it would be, but
Yeah, there's one in particular that's very popular, but I'm sure it's been done many times. Oh yeah,
Okay,
there's
yeah.
a whole bunch of different ones. It looks like, yeah, but there's one specific one that's very popular. I just can't remember the name. Oh, Golden Souls. That's it. Doom: The Golden Souls. I just saw the title.
The Golden Souls. That sounds so lovely. Doom Mod Madness.
Doom: The Golden
Wait, so
Souls.
am I right?
Nothing that I can see online looks like the one that I was talking about though.
Okay,
Doom,
that's fine. We can.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Oh, I found Doom 2: The Golden Souls is the one that's done like the Mario Game Boy one. That's the one I think I was talking about.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I do see that.
But whatever. Anyways, this fan reimagining thing of Mario though in Unreal. That it looks very good. Like it looks.
Yeah.
It actually looks like the Switch version, which is insane.
And I really want to play it. It just looks fun.
It looks like a lot of fun. Oh, you can genius. You can shoot the coins and you get the points. Like if you shoot the coin, you get the coin.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. They did a good job. Now they just have to make it a real game.
Yeah, they certainly do. Wow. Yeah, very cool.
You-
I can't keep my eyes
Oh,
on
I
it.
wish the audience could see you. You look so entranced.
It
so
looked really good. Like
in
it's
love.
very cool.
Cool. My last bit of news has to do with Mandalorian season 2. This is not a spoiler. Well, I don't think it's no. It's really not a spoiler. So Rosario Dawson is set to play Ahsoka Tano.
No
And
freaking
Mandalorian.
way. Are you kidding me?
So I'm really looking forward to it. Not specifically because of the Rosario Dawson aspect, but because Ahsoka Tano is gonna be in a live action Star Wars show. So I'm really looking forward to that. I still have to finish my Ahsoka book, and I decided to rewatch some of the other Clone Wars shows before continuing with season with season 7 that's being released right now. But yeah, this makes me happy.
Dude, that's amazing. That's so freaking cool.
I think it's really cool.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I'm
so-
excited. That's cool. We're actually going to see her live action. I mean, I hope it's good though, obviously. But then it's Mandalorian though, man. I mean, it's whatever. I can't remember the dude's name, but it's that dude who did Clone Wars, along with the
Oh, you mean Dave Filoni?
yeah, Dave Filoni. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Dave Filoni,
yeah.
and then the other dude. I can't remember his name. The guy who made Iron Man. I'm blanking on everyone's names right now.
Shoot.
Yeah.
I never really knew names. Who made Iron Man? Not Tony Stark.
He's the dude who's in Friends, who plays the rich bachelor.
Oh, Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau, thank you. So it's like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni made Mandalorian, and they did it very, very well.
Yeah.
And there was so many more people involved, obviously, but Dave Filoni's being one of the big creative heads behind Clone Wars. It's so nice that he's now able to bring that into live action. So if anybody's going to be able to do it, hopefully it's him. Hopefully.
Yeah. So I'll just give a little bit of backstory without trying to spoil too much on Ahsoka Tano for those who might not be familiar with that character. But Ahsoka Tano during the Clone Wars was Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, and so that was throughout the Clone Wars TV show, but also in the Clone Wars movie. So this is separate from the Attack of the Clones, but it takes place during that whole Clone War era.
It actually shows you the real Clone Wars. Like Attack of the Clones movie is the beginning of the Clone Wars, and
Exactly.
Revenge of the Sith, it's all over.
Yeah.
So this
So
actually
it's everything that
shows you
takes
the
place
Clone
like in
Wars.
between.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You're actually watching the war this time. So, which is the cool aspect about it. So, so she's the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker, and she obviously develops a lot of influences because of him. And but at the same time, she becomes a very pivotal character of the show. So she's not just a Padawan, but she's somebody who that the audience definitely grows with. And because of the time when Disney bought over Lucasfilm and the rights to Star Wars, that's when they had to cancel Clone Wars. And so it was very abrupt, and they had to find a way to... well, actually, I'm not sure about the exact timing, but I know that around that time is when they... during the season finale, they had to find a way for Ahsoka to part. And after that, we had no idea what was going to happen, and it was a lot of just speculation. That's why I have the book Ahsoka, because somebody wanted to fill in, what would have happened to Ahsoka after Clone Wars, after she left.
Right.
So without revealing too much there, that's a little bit of history on Ahsoka and why she has a following, and why I have seen online a lot of other people are also really excited to see her, because now we get to see her back in canon later on, after Clone Wars has already taken place and everything. So yeah, it's an exciting time for Ahsoka fans. And yeah, that includes me. I'm really looking forward to it.
That's going to be really cool, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And you know what? This right here encompasses my excitement. I just sent you a GIF. As Anth0z watches the GIF, I will explain the GIF to the audience at home. The GIF is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's on the planet Mustafar, and he's in his little speeder bike, and it's Ewan McGregor kind of dancing and hip beatboxing or whatever, and he looks over and he sees Anakin burning to death in the lava, and he continues on his merry little way, just kind of beatboxing in his car.
Okay, so that's a blooper, right? That they just somebody put into the... Okay.
Yeah. So there's a blooper of Ewan McGregor kind of dancing in the car with a green screen behind him, so somebody actually used the green screen to put it into the shot.
That looks so funny.
It's so good. I love it.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Oh, I'm excited for Mandalorian 2, man. I liked Mandalorian 1. It was a good Mandalorian.
Yeah, it was good. Very good. Side note, I just want to mention now. So I just before recording this episode, I sent Mattbrush a short clip of when it takes place during Attack of the Clones. When is it? Yeah, it takes place during the Attack of the Clones.
Revenge
it's toward the end of it. No, isn't this?
No.
Really? Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is Revenge of the Sith.
General Grievous is not in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. So it takes place during Revenge of the Sith.
It's literally the hello there moment. It's when he drops down and goes, hello there. And then he's supposed to go, General Kenobi.
And then Grievous pulls out 2 or 4. No, he pulls out 2 lightsabers, I think, right?
Yeah. And then it goes, either 2 or 4. And it becomes 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, because he can split his arms.
Yeah.
Anyway, in this video, somebody has redone it so that instead of 2 or 4 lightsabers, he has 30. So 10 on each side of his body. And the way that Grievous usually, the way that he attacks is he has 2 arms that are spinning, and he's got the other 2 free to use more precisely. But in this one, he uses all of his arms to start spinning. But because he has too many lightsabers and not much surface area, I guess, to use them, he ends up just cutting himself up and destroying himself.
It's well done. The animation is great when it cuts him, and the sound is great. It all works. So it's pretty fun.
It looks great.
Like a blooper almost. It's good.
That would be kind of fun if you're a part of the production
effects team,
and then the effects team, and you just decide to make some sort of
bloopers.
Bloopers.
There reminds me of Toy Story bloopers. Those were fake bloopers that happened in Toy Story.
Yeah, that's right. They did it. Yeah, those were great.
Yeah.
As if they're actual actors.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if anybody would want to watch it, go to YouTube, search up Grievous Too Many Lightsabers. Actually, sorry, the title is Grievous Tries to Swing His Too Many Lightsabers. It's a 7-second video. Don't watch the 5-second one. Watch the 7-second one. You know what? I wanted to note, I forgot to mention earlier, but right now, this has 1.1 thousand likes and only 2 dislikes. I rarely see ratios like that. Anyway, that's how good the video is.
I think I think some people are doing their part though. They're hunting down the dislikes and destroying them because
they had too many lightsabers.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
It's like the Sith. It's like the Sith. There can only be 2.
Yeah.
There's always only 2.
Ooh, wow. Oh, cool. Can you imagine just for the rest of eternity of Doom Eternal that there's only 2 dislikes on that video?
Oof.
Could happen.
Oof.
Anyway, that's the news. Unless you've got some other...
I got no news.
That's the news.
That's the news. Anth0z, why don't you go into your top... do you want to go into your topic first?
Well, I did mine first last time.
Okay, I'll go to mine then.
We can switch out.
Mine's not going to be a very long topic. It's a fiancé topic, so it's a topic my fiancé helped me with. She one time wrote down like a billion topics, and I gotta go through them all at some point. So I'm going through them now.
Great.
Here is this one, and I think it's an interesting topic, and it will probably come up with some interesting conversation. So take a movie you like, the main plot too. So take a movie that you like the main plot too, and choose a side character and write their side story. Something that we've never seen in the movie. So any movie you like, take the main character, then just bugger them off and take a side character instead, and then make a movie about them.
Okay.
Do you got one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, okay, I was thinking about doing Transformers, the animated movie, but I wanted to talk about one that maybe other people can relate to, that they would know about. So I'll try to find something that's a little bit...
I've got one, and we've talked about it on the podcast before, so it'll be very quick, but it might give you more time to think of one.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the one that I'm thinking of is Harry Potter. So I think in Harry Potter 6 and 7, we've talked about this before, there's a clear story from Draco that we're not really shown, and it's really interesting, and it's mysterious, and we're always kind of wondering, like, what did Draco do during 6 and 7? And some of that story is told, but not all of it. And I think it'd be great if we got a movie that was like Draco Malfoy and the something, and it took place between 6 and 7. So it was another movie. Now, if only we could go back in time and have the same actors and all that, and have it kind of parallel with the movies we know. But anyways, that would be my choice. I would have that world right away. I would love to see Draco's side of something during those 2 years. Yeah.
Cool. I think that would be really good.
I think so too. I think people would love that. And honestly, it'd probably spin off even more.
Yeah. Like Harry Potter, The Dark Chronicles, and it's all about, Draco Malfoy, like his rise to becoming, I was going to say Sith, his rise to becoming a Voldemort lover. What are they called? Death Eaters.
Oh, yep. Death Eaters, yep.
Death Eaters. Yeah, they're not Sith. Okay, well, I was actually thinking about doing Harry Potter too, but okay, what would be what's a popular movie from the early 2000s?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Okay.
Gladiator.
I don't know if I could, but the thing is, like, they all kind of have, like, we watch all of their stories separately, and they're all traveling. Okay, now let's not do Lord of the Rings. Something that's more stationary.
Minority Report. The Matrix.
Well enough. Ooh, Matrix. Ooh. How could I do Matrix? No, that seems really difficult. Actually,
Finding Nemo. Well, they already
no.
did this
Okay.
Finding Nemo.
No, let's do Matrix.
Okay.
Because I think we could see. I think it would actually be interesting to follow Agent Smith around. Like, he's not necessarily like a full-on side character, but separate character, right? Like, we're watching the story of Neo throughout all of Matrix, but in this we would be watching the story of Agent Smith. So him, like, going a little bit more into, like, his perspective from when in the first movie he, like, Neo jumps into him, right, and then he, like, then Agent Smith blows up or whatever, and then he loses his connection to the rest of
the Matrix.
AIs, yeah, the Matrix. So it would be about him kind of developing more of his own sense. Like, we see bits and pieces whenever he encounters Neo, but this is about, like, him, like, we can see him kind of, like, dwelling in his thoughts. Even, like, as he's looking at those other, like, random agents, like, he's seeing them differently. Like, he used to see them as just, like, equals,
right?
But now he's seeing them as, like, well, these two they're useless, like, they're like robots, and I'm not a robot anymore. So it's watching him going to almost as if he's, like, growing to the point where he's, like, where he is, like, Neo's counterpart in a way, right? So we're seeing him trying to find ways to be stronger and to develop and trying to hone his skills in, how is it that I can actually, like, multiply myself, and how can I recreate myself and make myself stronger.
Like an anti-hero learning that he's the anti-hero throughout the movie, like getting more powers, and then eventually, like, he is already kind of corrupted, but by the end of it he can be more corrupted. It'd be almost similar like the Venom movie, I guess, or something similar to that.
Kind of, because like, I guess the way I see it, for the Matrix, I don't know if I just have it completely wrong, but there's Neo, there's Agent Smith, but then there's also, like, you know, all those robots that they're facing. I don't know what they exactly are, but all of the robots. I
can't remember right now off the top of my head.
AI that they're facing in, like, the real world, not when they go in the Matrix. To me, like, they're connected, but at the same time I feel them as almost like three separate entities that Neo is facing off against, rather than Agent Smith being the kind of like digital representation of those robots. I feel like he's just a completely separate entity that has to be facing off against Neo.
Right.
So like, I mean, we could even see something where Agent Smith and Neo, they're both like, if you think of like a triangle, so Agent Smith is on one point, Neo's on the other point. They're both trying to converge towards the top point, and that top point is defeating like all those robots and whatever it is that is causing them to be like go into hiding and in depression and oppression and all that stuff, right? So so it would be about seeing that similar rise to that point and seeing all that development. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
There could even be like a little. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I've never really liked Agent Smith at all. To be honest, it's never found him to be an interesting character. But I feel like if that movie did take place, I would have found him to be a much more interesting character, and I think I would have enjoyed the final battles with him and Neo a little bit more after seeing his perspective some more on that. You know?
Yeah.
So I actually agree.
Yeah, so when we watch the first movie, like those like the agents are all kind of they're just mindless, right? They're just doing their job. They're doing what they're programmed to do.
Yeah.
But Agent Smith is the one who breaks away from that, or is broken away from that. And so that timeline of him like developing until he has that final fight with Neo could be the time where he even like mentally is struggling with like, why am I doing this? What do I want to do it for?
Right.
And deciding exactly why he wants to do it before facing off with Neo. So I don't know, I think that could be kind of fun.
I like that too. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's pitch that. Keanu Reeves isn't
done
making
movies.
Do it,
Matrix. Well, they are making the new Matrix movie, but it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't do what we want it to do, but still, that's cool though.
Well, we don't know that.
We can't tell the future. They can do whatever they want.
It could happen.
Hugo Weaving is like a fairy. He can be any age he wants to be.
Well, he's actually an elf, but yeah,
Or
he
an
could be a fairy. He's a man of mystery.
He is. I forgot he was Elrond. That's true.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so. It's so weird that he's both.
That he's Agent Smith and Elrond.
Yeah,
specifically those two
strange
characters.
They're very different, you know.
Yeah, and Matrix came up before the Lord of the Rings movie came out, right? Because I'm sure that I was
the first Matrix was 99, I think.
Okay, yeah, I just remember being very familiar with Hugo Weaving in a suit and sunglasses and having that kind of like very, I guess whatever, like that posture. I don't know what you call it. That je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
And then eventually seeing him as Elrond, where he's got long hair and he wears like long cloaks and he's just completely different.
Yeah.
I just remember thinking like, this is really weird to see him like this. I want him to like put your sunglasses on. Why are you acting like this?
He's very recognizable as Agent Smith, and it is very jarring seeing him as Elrond.
Yeah, but he still did a good job.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because we talked about this so much more than Lord of the Rings, but I do typically think of him more as Elrond than of Agent Smith. But after we're talking about this so much, I was thinking about him as Agent Smith. So I guess that's the mark of a good actor, I guess, is if I think about him as that role when you're thinking about the role.
Yeah, because that means he had a really good impact as a character, right? Yeah. Well, that's a fun little topic.
Yeah, so there we go. Courtesy of the fiance again. She's got some awesome topics for us to talk about. So.
Cool. Thank you, Finance.
Finance. Ha.
That was so Finance.
All right, Anth0z. Oh, we have time for another wheel of Scumm.
Oh, we probably do.
I believe we do.
We do.
Let's doodly do.
Okay.
Anth0z, cue the music. On the Wheel of Scumm, we like to do lots of different things, like look at the things that we have to spin on the Wheel of Scumm. I don't have my script again, so we just like to spin the Wheel of Scumm and see what we land on, and it's a different game that we're going to play. Let's see what we land on today. It could be Pirate Adventure, I Can't Believe It's Not Better, Crossover Crossbover, Tit for Tat from Anth and Matt, Who Wants to Be Scumm Billionaire, Swashbuckler, and Across the Universe. Anth0z, spin the wheel.
Click.
Awesome. Okay, here we go. The wheel is now spinning, and we shall see what we land on.
Spinning.
It's spinning. I'm in a store, and I'm spinning.
You should program that page so that whenever you click it, it actually sings that.
That'd be awesome. It is... Oh, it's Across the Universe, which we did last time. So we're going to have to spin it again.
Can't do that. We're going to have to spin again.
Actually, you know what? We just move down one over, which is...
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, crossover, cross-bover. Which is interesting, because those two I feel like are very related. But that's fine.
They're very overlappy.
There we go. Crossover, cross-bover, crossover madness with Anth0z and Mattbrush. Whoever is it, must come up with two things. The other must mash those two things together in an epic synopsis for a story. Okay.
Cool. This pretty much does sound exactly like the Cross the Universe.
They are very
But
similar,
there must be something different about them.
Yeah. There's not much different. One is just anything, and the other one is movies and other stuff.
Okay.
And it's connect the two of them. But I guess, they're both stories, though, so I don't know.
Okay.
One is, make a move. Well, I don't know. I know they're both kind of stories. I really don't know. This one is anything goes, though. So, here. Okay, heads or tails. Whoever's it gets to choose what they want.
All right. And tails.
Okay, you choose tails.
So what do you choose?
It just fell.
Okay.
It's heads.
Did you slap it out of your hand? Is that what happened?
No, I just slapped it and then it fell off my hand.
I see. Okay.
Cool. It's tails. Or sorry, it's
heads.
It's heads. I mean, God, I'm apparently not that great.
I think I should do the coin from now on.
Okay, so it's heads. So that's me, right? I'm it.
I think you said so. Whoever wins the toss chooses what is happening.
Okay, so I'm going to pick two things, and the two things that I pick are. Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
And The Matrix.
Okay. All right. So I'm cross them
together. Make a story.
Crossovering.
Go.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how this would even cross over. Okay, so I guess then so Bowser. Oh wow, can you imagine? Ooh, okay. So Mario is basically he's basically the only hero out of anywhere that we know of. And I think that's just known across all the universes that Mario is just the one and only hero that we've ever needed.
Right.
Which means he is destined to go to the ends of the earth to do what is necessary. In the meantime, he will always come across those who are trying to prevent him from doing so.
Right.
Mario, being trained in a very short amount of time, only learned one way to, well, let's say two ways to stop enemies. One, he learned a little bit more, he was more well versed in, which was jumping on people. So whenever he came across people who would try, or enemies and creatures that would try to prevent him from moving forward, he would jump on them to defeat them. Eventually, he kind of met his match. He met one who was shaped like a turtle, but this one was standing on two legs, was talking to him, was throwing stuff at him, the works. Eventually, Mario, being that smooth character that he is, was able to overcome that turtle, and he jumped on him. But when he jumped on him, little did he know that turtle would then split into several turtles.
Oh.
And yeah, but those turtles, all of a sudden, being broken from their original shell, now were able to think for themselves a little bit.
Free thinking turtles. Koopas, actually.
Koopas, yes. Free thinking Koopas. So Mario at the time had no idea what was going on, and he just decided, well, I'm just going to keep jumping on them because I don't know what else I can do. So he did that to each of the turtles, and they just kept multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. to the point where Mario just had to run away because his legs were just tired. So he actually ran away on his arms. He was doing handstand runs. He couldn't use his legs. And eventually he was able to call Yoshi. Yoshi told him, "Okay, I'll meet you at a phone booth." And then that's how I'll get. So just go to that phone booth. I'll meet you there. And then we'll just get out of here. So he met Yoshi at the phone booth. Went back to his mushroom hut. Met up with his friends. His brother Luigi just told everybody that, hey, there's something weird going on. There are these things that just keep multiplying. I don't know what we're gonna do about them. Yeah, I don't know what should we do. So they discussed for a little bit and realized, well, you know what, if they were there must be like this one that is connecting all of them together. And that's the one we're gonna have to find to maybe to stop this whole thing. That's what we're gonna have to do. So we're gonna have to train. We're gonna have to do the whole Rocky montage. You're gonna do push-ups. You're gonna punch frozen meat. You're gonna run in the snow. You're gonna do the works. So he did that. He did that for quite a while, and eventually he brought up the courage to finally seek out whoever or whatever was the one that was tying all those Koopas together. Traveled across the lands far and wide, searching far and wide, and eventually came up to this weird looking castle. Went into it, and there he would eventually face what seemed like this giant Super Koopa named Bowser. Although he was wearing a suit, so we'll call him Agent Bowser. So he used all of his new tricks that he gained. He brought some spicy flowers with him and ate them and coughed fire. Whatever he could do to take out this Agent Bowser. But eventually he just gave up. He just couldn't do it. So got too tired. He let Bowser grab him, and then Bowser ate Mario. But after consuming Mario, Mario was actually still whole inside of Bowser, and realized that he was energized from all of the things that he was taking from the inside of Bowser's body, and was able to use that against Bowser to blow him up from the inside. He did this giant headbutt from a jumping headbutt, super headbutt jump from inside Bowser, and the rest is history.
That's good. That's well done. That
I don't know if it was that the right.
That feels like the Matrix and Mario put together.
Okay, did it actually? I'm not sure if I.
Well, no, it's crazy how many like Matrix reference you actually got in there, to the point where it was like a Mario story, but like within the Matrix. It was well done.
I'm glad I came up with the whole Yoshi meet at the phone booth thing.
Yeah,
I'm the most.
I forgot about the phone booth too. It was so funny. It was like, the phone booth. I do remember that moment. My brother watching that for the first time, and like he hit the phone booth and listened to the thing. He's like, ba da ba da 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 da. And then puts the phone thing. He's like, and like flies out of the phone booth. My brother was like losing his mind about that, because he was like, for some reason, I remember him saying something about Superman, and I feel like he was thinking like maybe it's tied into Superman in some weird way. And like back then, again, the internet's kind of new and all that too. So for like, we were just like the potential at that moment was so big. We were on such a high note. It was like, this is the best movie ever. Like, yeah.
Oh man,
a very good ending.
Plot twist for another movie. So you remember in the movie Phone Booth?
Yes.
Did you watch it with Colin Farrell?
Yeah.
So plot twist is that when Colin was, or whatever his character's name, was in the phone booth, he was actually trying to get out of the Matrix.
Oh, man.
The whole time.
Maybe.
But the sniper kept him there. He couldn't get out.
I forget that movie. Like, I forget the plot. I remember he's stuck in a phone booth the whole time.
He's stuck in so there. I think the sniper is just trying to do his own like kind of social justice. So he knew that Colin Farrell was cheating on his wife or something like that. Something, I don't know, something like that. And so the sniper was trying to get Colin Farrell's character to admit it, like admit it out loud and to stop. Maybe also something to do with like stop looking down on other people.
Right.
I think,
okay.
yeah, like bringing him down off his high horse.
Kind of like
like
a
that.
Saw moment or something.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, miniature Saw. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Cool. I guess I'll move into my topic now.
Topic number... Duh.
So, in light of... I'm kind of piggybacking off of your Doom talk, only because Doom was released on the same day as Animal Crossing New Horizons.
You said Doom. This is now a Doom podcast.
Doom Crossing.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yeah. So with Animal Crossing, it seems like it's got a lot of hype right now. Like, a lot of people are really into it. I was never into simulation games. Did you ever play stuff like Sims and
yeah,
I think
all
I
over
think you
it.
also
In fact,
mentioned
actually, right now, you can be testament to it. I'm currently
oh, nice
on my 3DS. So I'm working from home right now. To anybody who doesn't know, and in the mornings before work, I'd be in my car and I'd play something on the Vita. Or now I've been getting my 3DS and I check on my Animal Crossing town.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm trying to get as many bells as I can to pay off that house mortgage that you got to pay off. So
yeah. So like I said, I never really played sim games. I never got into them.
Wow. What?
The only ones I played were like in elementary school. I played Roller Coaster and Dino Park Tycoon. I think
Zoo
those
Tycoon,
are the most.
The Dino expansion.
Oh, is that what it's called? Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember having. You can go buy dinosaur eggs and have your dino park.
Yeah, that was Zoo Tycoon, and that was an expansion pack to Zoo Tycoon where you could have dinosaurs in your park.
Okay, cool. So we had that at our elementary school. I just played those, but I never played any of the Sims games. I never played Animal Crossing. What are some other examples of simulation games?
Well, Sims was big, and Harvest Moon was big for me. So those are the two big simulation games back in the day. Sims and Harvest Moon. Sim Cities, all the Sim kind of like games.
Yeah.
Sim Neighborhood,
Stardew Valley
Sim
also like a simulation game.
Which one?
Stardew Valley?
Yeah, Stardew Valley is like a modern recreation of the old Harvest Moon game on Super Nintendo. Mixed with like a lot of elements from like Back to Nature and like PlayStation Harvest Moon or the N64 Harvest Moon. But yeah, Sims was like one of the biggest ones back then. Sims and Harvest Moon would get you through a lot of simulation style gaming. There's more like I'm losing all the names now, but back in the day, like there was some more titles, but it kind of depended where you wanted to be in the simulation realm. If you wanted life sim, Sims was probably the best one, and then Harvest Moon was almost like your second best life sim kind of game because you could get married and have kids in that. So
okay. All right. So yeah, I think I'm not sure why I never really got into them. I think because maybe the gameplay I was always looking for was a little bit more action packed,
right?
Or fast paced, like those kind of games. Because yeah, nowadays I play games like League of Legends, or I enjoyed Borderlands. I was a big fan of Diablo. So these are not the kind of games where your character just sits and waits, and right? You have to constantly progress.
For sure.
So I was reading up on people's reviews on Animal Crossing. I like how one person put it. Actually, I didn't even know that it was about having this big house debt that has no deadline. So that's like one of the first things he said was you have a house debt with no deadline. I don't know if that is true or not, but
yes.
Is it?
Yeah, it's exactly
Okay.
like they try to make it like life as much as possible to teach kids about mortgages and all that. But it's just that it's kind of funny because your mortgage is just like a loan that you pay off, but without any kind of taxes or anything on it, and you can pay it off whenever you want. You can put any amount you want down on it. You can just go up to him and just give him like $2, and he'll take it. So.
Okay, yeah. Cool. So I liked that because to me it kind of sounded like cool. This game already there's like almost like a non-existent stress.
Yes.
Because like it's there, but it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, Animal Crossing moves at a snail pace, literally.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to.
Yeah. Okay. And so I've seen a lot of people post pictures, and it's funny that like it's a kind of ironic. One person posted pictures on Facebook. The tagline was, "It was a productive day," and each picture he posts is just like him either like sitting on a couch or like sitting on a bench outside in the park. Everything is alone, by the way. He's doing everything. He's even self-isolating in the game, so he's never with like other people, which is it's pretty funny.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so
that's a little bit too much dedication to the simulation style, but you never know.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So they were people that reviewed it were saying how they like one aspect of it is, or an aspect that they like is that you get to have all of these responsibilities without the stress of having the responsibilities. So like you meet friends and there's like new tasks every day. Like you still go, I guess you still go to the store, or like you go fishing, or there's still some sort of task to do every day, but it's not like it's a life-threatening thing, I guess.
And it's also just if we forget to say it later on, it's in real time too, so it's all real time to what your lifetime is as well, which is why it moves so slow, is because it's like a lot of things in the game they say like this will take until tomorrow, and then you actually have to wait until tomorrow before you can come back to those things, which is a modern idea because that's how apps usually run today. A lot of app gaming is run that way. But this game, Animal Crossing, started as Animal Forest back on N64 in Japan, and then came over as Animal Crossing on the GameCube for us. So it's back in like 2001, 2002, roughly, when it came out. And so that was a really, really interesting modern idea that they're still using now. So Animal Crossing still plays by that logic of your regular time, which is very interesting.
Yeah. So that almost makes it a little bit more predictable then. I mean, I guess considering if you're able to sit down and play it at the times that you want to. But so in game, does it get dark like when it's dark in your time zone?
Like I think the one I just showed you, it should be dark in the game, and it is. So my character's in the dark right now because it's nighttime. Oh,
I see. Okay. Yeah. What would you like to do?
Oh, I think I just pressed like the quit button, but it's so it'll stay dark, and like the shops are only open from a certain time. There's a store to sell stuff called retail in the 3DS version at least, and it's from 9 until 11. So I wouldn't, in the mornings when I play, I can't sell anything because it's too early. And sometimes I've picked up at night where it's been too late, and so that happens. But that's like the charm of the game. And on the weekends, different thing happens too. There's like fishing tournaments on Saturdays and stuff. So yeah.
That's so interesting. I'm actually really intrigued about that idea, just knowing that it does follow the concept of like modern time. It's like it still sounds slow, but at the same time it feels like because when I think about getting into a new game, I think about the commitment to it, and I think about like if I have to put in time in order to progress. And I guess if it's almost kind of daunting knowing that if I don't have the time, that I won't be able to progress, and I won't be able to I won't finish the game, I won't be able to get through it, I won't be able to soak in whatever was like put into this game. But with Animal Crossing, it almost seems like that's completely all off the table. Like I could just play it like whenever I want,
definitely,
and I'm free to not have to be bogged down by committing to it. What is somebody? I think somebody else said. Oh, somebody said it's a very like, it's like a very stress-free game.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
That's kind of cool.
Like I actually like I do like a lot of simulation games, and I've played simulation games like since like the earliest one I played would have been Sim Town, I think is when I started playing. So it's like 96 or 97, and I've loved simulation games ever since. I always liked them. I play even like the most mundane things, like American Truck Simulator is a game I really like. And to some people, that game is ridiculous because you're literally just a truck driver. But I love it because for some reason I love the idea of simulating as real as you can. And anyways, there's a lot of differences between different simulation games. A game like Spore takes it more to like an RTS kind of Age of Empires kind of feel. But Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing to the average person would look like a very similar game because in Stardew Valley you're taking care of a farm and living in a neighborhood. In Animal Crossing I don't know about New Horizons, but on the 3DS one you're the mayor. And you're taking care of a town, and you're like talking to the people, and you're trying to build up the town and all that, just like in Stardew Valley. The difference is Stardew Valley's got stress to it, even though it's trying to be stress-free, but there's so much responsibility that's thrown at you that if you neglect anything, you'll fail. But you won't like lose the game. You can just keep playing pretty much, but you have like goals, you have missions, you have objectives and tasks. And a lot of people like that, and including myself. I really enjoy that part of it. But yeah, Animal Crossing is so different because you can't actually screw anything up. Like, I'll be playing the game, and like, a character will be like, hey, like, do you want to hang out? Like, let's go to my house or whatever, and we can hang out for a bit. And I'll say no. And they go like, okay, that's fine. Like, we'll talk another time. It's like, yep.
Yeah.
And, like, it's because like there's nothing wrong you can do. The worst you can do is not save your game, and then this mole comes out of the ground and he gets all mad at you. His name is Mr. Resetti because you didn't you resetted your game, but you didn't save it. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he gets all mad, so it's funny.
Okay, so so I have some friends that have been playing it, and my wife was interested. Like, I showed her a little bit of it, and she said, "Oh, that looks cute," and so that's why she's interested in playing it.
She'd probably like it. There's a lot of great aspects to it. It's just that it runs slow, and it's not gonna hook you. Like, it's not really trying to hook you, I guess. But it's something you just keep coming back to. So it's a game I would always recommend for people to buy, but just don't expect to like sink a bunch of hours into it. Like, I would say you probably put, for me with the 3DS one, I put maybe 20 minutes a day into it, like not much at all. But
and that's like at one chunk or like throughout
the day because it's just small little actions I'm doing. But and much like a mobile app, it's just it's still there though, and I'm still going back to it to do it. I've had this game going for like 3 years now, but on and off, very much on and off. But still, it's just one of those things. You'll keep coming back to it because you're like, oh, like what's going on with that? Or what's going on with this? And you just come back to it every now and then. So it's a very slow paced game, and it doesn't take itself as if you're gonna just sink all these hours into it. There are those people that spend that much time in there though, and actually do find that much enjoyment. For sure, there's a lot to do in there if you want, but the main core aspect of the game is very minuscule and small on purpose.
Okay, so you kind of already answered. I was gonna ask you if you could explain to somebody why they should buy it. What would it be? And I think you did touch on that. Like, it's something that you're always gonna come back to. So I think that kind of portrays a little bit of that answer. But
like, if somebody had a GameCube back in 2002 or whatever it was, and I saw their list of games and they didn't have Animal Crossing, I would have recommended Animal Crossing back then. I'd have been like, hey, you should get Animal Crossing because it's a great one to switch back after you're done playing. My buddy would have Eternal Darkness, if you remember that game on GameCube. It's like a horror game. It was really crazy. And we played that, and then when we're done, go back to Animal Crossing. We do a few more things. Animal Crossing, and then we go to Smash Bros. And then after Smash Bros, we go back to Animal Crossing.
Yeah, cool. So one thing that I'm curious about then, because if it's about like a simulation where you're doing tasks like for yourself, and then you have to work towards like paying off your mortgage, or you don't, how does the multiplayer aspect come into play? Like, what is it that you would be doing with other friends?
That I don't know as much. I only did online once, and that was on the 3DS version. And I don't even know if it was necessarily online. It was local play with my fiance. Okay. And so she would come into my town, and this has actually been around since the GameCube version. This is an interesting thing. When you build your game, you're building the town as well, and you live in the town. Okay. Now, your town is given a few different attributes that are unique to your town, and one of them is the fruit. So there's only one type of fruit that grows in your town, and it sells for a certain amount. Now, if you go to your neighbor's town and you grab one of their fruit and you bring it back to yours, you can plant that fruit in your town, and then you can start to grow that fruit there, and it will sell for more in your town because it's a unique fruit.
It's rare. Yeah. Okay.
So that's an advantage to do that, and I'm sure online that's something people do. They want to collect all the fruit. I don't know how many there are, but let's say there's 6. So you'll have to find the 6 different types and then go and grab them all. There's also something called turnips that you buy, and it's it's like a turnip, but you don't actually buy the real turnip, and it's just like stocks. You buy them at a certain price, and then on different days they're worth different prices. So you're hoping to sell. You're hoping to buy cheap and sell high. But if you go to other people's neighborhoods, you can find different turnip prices. So you might be able to get a bunch done in a day if you keep hopping to different neighbors to do this. Now, on the Switch version, I haven't seen many trailers or anything for it yet. I know there's a bunch of new features in it that I'm not really aware of, but there is something with multiplayer there, and I don't know what it is, but I think I saw like up to 4 people playing together. So that'd be interesting. There's probably a lot of mini games and things you can go through. Maybe some stuff with amiibos as well to make it interesting. I'm not too sure, but
I saw this like a short clip of somebody who was he had a whole bunch of people lined up, and he was assessing their fish, like their catches. And so he would go like one by one and see like, oh, how big is your fish? How big is your fish? And then he got to like the third or fourth person. So they each like, they're standing and you don't see their fish, but they kind of pull their fish out of their pocket, like out of nowhere. Yeah. And so shows a fish, like, okay, cool. Next person shows a fish. Yeah, it's not bad. Shows another fish. Cool. Then the next person pulls out this giant like shark, which covers his whole like sprite, like you can't see him whatsoever. What's funny is that the gamer that was watching, like streaming this, like you could see him. Like he's showing like he's showing himself in the stream, And so when he sees the shark, he's like off of his seat. He's like, what? Like, how is it possible that he even got that?
Wow.
So I don't know. Something about that, just that cool. Scene alone was just like, that looks really funny. I think being in that situation, I think it'd be really fun. So I wouldn't mind trying it for notions like that.
Yeah, I mean that a lot of the multiplayer stuff kind of reminds me of Minecraft. You're kind of just making it up. You're just having fun with your friends, making your own little games and doing whatever you would like. That being said, I think about the 3DS version. I feel like I'd be fairly limited to a point of what I could do. I don't know. It's about as far as your creativity goes. I don't want to knock the game at all, but I don't think I'd be able to do as much. I'd get kind of bored of the fishing thing after a while. The fishing's not super advanced or anything. It's a very rudimentary, just put your fishing rod in the ocean and then just reel in the fish.
Okay.
But that being said, it's all about your friends. It's all about how creative they can all be. You can make a lot of fun out of something like that, for sure.
Yeah, I think maybe that's part of the appeal that I'm getting right now. It's that, a lot of people are trying to find ways that they can connect online, and Animal Crossing seems like a pretty good platform for that, aside from using other video chats like Zoom or Hangouts or Google Duo or something, or like FaceTime. But this seems like another fun way to engage with friends online.
Yeah.
That is it's not so competitive. You don't have to like worry about putting in this time, like, okay, we all have to set aside this time to play together. We all have to complete this mission. We all have to like not be bothered for whatever X amount of time, and we all have to progress the same amount.
Right.
But this one is very it's a little bit more low-key. Still looks like it's a well-done game. And yeah, just looks like you can have a lot of fun playing on your own and with your friends without having to feel bogged down by commitment. So yeah, there's some appeal there, but yeah, that's cool.
It's definitely a breath of fresh air, and it's funny it's funny the memes of Doom Eternal and then Animal Crossing's New Horizons, only because I am actually playing Doom Eternal and switching to Animal Crossing Wild World, and that breath of fresh air is very nice. So it's really awesome to be able to take that break and just feel, I don't know, just calm down a bit, I guess. It's really nice for that. Fair. I just watched a quick video on Animal Crossing in the background so I can see some of the gameplay. There's a lot of optimization done in it. The whole cell shader look that they've got going on, it's like this interesting kind of shader look they got going on. It almost looks like it's clay now or something that the characters are made out of. That's pretty interesting. Oh. It's a very interesting graphic style. I like it. It's nice. Other things too, like you can jump over holes now, which you can't do in the other one. You can get stuck. The holes kind of get in your way.
Okay.
And so that's really interesting, and it's just cool. There's a weird mechanic. There's one rock in your town every single day that's got all these gold coins in it. So you want to hit the rock and find the money rock. And in this video, somebody found the money rock, and it's just funny. They're getting all these coins out of the rock, and it's like, oh yeah, it's a good mechanic. It looks really good on Switch. So if I had a Switch, I honestly would probably buy this game, but I don't have a Switch, so I won't.
Well, you should get a Switch. You should tell your fiancé.
Maybe I should. Playing it from the GameCube up, though, I have to say Wild World on 3DS has been my favorite version of it. I did play the DS one too, but it's made for a handheld experience. So on the Switch, it is very good that you can take it with you. I think it's made more for being a handheld game. Like it almost makes sense as a phone game. It should almost be a phone game, but I like that it's a game and not a phone app.
Yeah, I like that aspect too, because I can picture myself, like, if I got some time, if I'm going to take a break, I'll just sit up on my couch and play it for, I don't know, like 5-10 minutes. Yeah. And then later at night, if I feel like playing it, I can just take the Switch out of the dock and play it right on the screen itself and still continue with what I was doing. So it seems very appealing now. So I'm being swayed slowly.
Well, if you do get it, let me know. Maybe one day I'll get a Switch and then I'll play it, because it does look good.
Awesome. Yeah, well, that's my topic.
Wow. Hey.
Cool.
Wow. Crazy.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thanks.
Anth0z.
Yeah.
Where can the audience find you?
Well, you can find me probably looking for an Animal Crossing game.
Uh-oh.
And when you do, I'll also be on Twitter at Anth0z1. That's at Anth0z1.
And if you want to find me, you can find me at Mattbrush Gaming on Twitter. You can also find me on YouTube at Mattbrush Gaming. If you want to see this podcast in video form, you can go there, the Scumm podcast at Mattbrush Gaming. If you want to listen to it in podcast audio form, just go to any of your podcasting platforms and type in the Scumm podcast, and you'll find us on there. We're on, I think, every single podcasting platform at this point.
Every single thing you can
Every
think
single
of,
one.
except probably one thing that I can't name. but
maybe
we're probably on.
I still think
single
Podbean has
browser.
issues, but I think we are on Podbean. So
Yeah, well, Podbean's just not nice.
they just got weird issues, you know.
Yeah.
Please leave us a like or subscribe to us on YouTube or a comment of something you'd rather see in the podcast or something you want to hear in the future. Let us know what you think about it. We'd love to get some fan feedback. If you have anything else extra...
Fan back.
If you have anything bigger
feedback.
you'd like to send us, some kind of like essay or some large criticism or feedback or something, send it to us in our email.
If you hate us...
at the scumbarpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us what you think there. And that is it, I think.
Yeah.
I think we got everything.
Also,
you know, I think that's all we got to do. I think that's everything.
That's-
Anth0z has something he wants to say.
Okay, this is gonna be totally different. So for those of you who listen to us, you don't get to watch anything because we don't post any feed. But Mattbrush and I, we you came into focus.
Yeah,
So
I was
Mattbrush
waiting
and
for
I-
it to happen, but it just happened.
We usually chat over Duo Google, so we can actually see each other and it's more of a fun experience to record our podcast that way. But for the last, I think must have been like a whole minute, you were completely out of focus, and so what should have been your headphones actually looked like an afro. And so the whole time, like, I couldn't even pay attention to what you were saying because I was just
Afro.
picturing you with with this afro. And I know that doesn't mean anything to the audience because they have no idea what Mattbrush looks like, but picture picture
Typical
your buddy
white dude
who
shouldn't
sure
necessarily have
picture
an
your
afro.
typical white dude buddy who always has just like short sides hair. Does that make sense? His sides are cut short. His top is it's flowy, but it's not too long. And some of his bangs sometimes just curl just to touch the top of his eyebrow. Now picture that same friend all of a sudden having an afro and just watching his head bob back and forth while he's talking about podcasts.
If I could have
Anyway,
an afro,
that's what I have to say.
I'd have an afro.
Yeah, that's what I have to say.
That's the news. Great. Well, that's fine. Thank you
Cool.
for that speech, Anth0z. Everyone,
No problem.
go play Doom Eternal in Animal Crossing New Horizon.
Or both.
Or both.
Yeah. Doom Crossing. Cross the Doom.
All right, bye, everybody!
Okay, bye!